Hey there, everyone. Today, we're diving into a fascinating and complex story that's been making headlines. The migrant crisis in Ceuta, Spain, and how it's testing the resilience of Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez. This is a story that goes beyond borders and politics, and I'm excited to explore the deeper implications with you. So, let's start with the basics. Ceuta, a Spanish enclave bordering Morocco, has become the focal point of one of the largest migrant crises Europe has seen in recent years. Nearly 60,000 migrants crossed into Ceuta in a matter of days, with tragic consequences. At least 67 people lost their lives, most of them drowning as they attempted to swim around a breakwater. Now, here's where things get interesting. The sudden influx of migrants, predominantly Moroccans, has raised eyebrows and sparked speculation. Critics allege that Moroccan law enforcement were absent or even complicit during this crisis. There are testimonies and videos suggesting a coordinated effort, with trucks unloading migrants right in front of the police. It's a shocking development, and it begs the question, why now? One possible factor is a recent Spanish Supreme Court ruling that eased deportation rules for migrants entering Ceuta or Melilla. This ruling prevents law enforcement from deporting migrants who swim into these territories without a legal process. It's a significant change, and it could have encouraged migrants to believe they'd be welcomed and taken to the Spanish mainland. But there's more to this story. Ceuta and Melilla have been a long-standing source of tension between Spain and Morocco. Morocco doesn't recognize these enclaves as Spanish territory and has repeatedly called for their return. In 2021, tensions escalated when Spain allowed the leader of the Polisario Front, who seeks independence for Western Sahara, to receive medical treatment in Spain. Spain's subsequent shift in stance, endorsing Morocco's claims over Western Sahara, was seen by some as an attempt to repair relations with Rabat. However, Sanchez's recent visit to Algeria, Morocco's regional rival and backer of the Polisario Front, just days before the Ceuta crisis, has raised further questions. Some Spanish politicians, like Antonio Mayo, are suggesting that the U.S. and Israel may have exploited or even encouraged the crisis as a form of punishment for Spain's recent tensions with them. Spain's refusal to allow the U.S. military to use their bases for the war in Iran and its outspoken criticism of Israel's war in Gaza have not gone unnoticed. The crisis has also provided an opportunity for right-wing parties in Europe to push their anti-immigration agenda. Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni has vowed to prevent illegal immigration at all costs, and she's not alone. Sanchez's comparatively liberal migration stance is being framed as a liability for the entire EU bloc. But here's the thing. Sánchez has always advocated for regulated migration, not open borders. His government has data to back this up, showing that illegal entries into Spain are lower than in other European countries. Sánchez has even approved residency and work permits for hundreds of thousands of undocumented migrants in Spain. He believes in the economic benefits of migration and has penned op-eds defending his stance. So what does this all mean? Well, personally, I think this crisis is a perfect storm of geopolitical tensions, legal changes, and the ever-present issue of migration. It's a complex web of factors that has led to a situation where thousands of lives are at stake. And it's a stark reminder of the human cost of these political decisions. As we reflect on this crisis, it's important to consider the broader implications. How will this event shape Europe's migration policies? Will it lead to a further hardening of borders and a rise in anti-immigration sentiment? Or will it spark a reevaluation of the benefits of regulated migration? These are the questions we must ask as we navigate this complex and ever-changing landscape. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive. I hope this analysis has given you a new perspective on the migrant crisis in Ceuta and the challenges facing Prime Minister Sánchez. Until next time, keep thinking critically and stay curious.